A lot of people ask me why I let my yard and garden go to weeds. And I think that is because they don't see what I see. They see very uneven green spaces, and that tells them that things are growing at uneven rates, and it's not uniform and it's not organized, and therefore it must be weeds. But what they don't see is that, like, for example, my garden, I'll try and give you a quick view, is full of beneficial plants. In the spring, violets grow and cover at least a quarter of it. And no matter how much I till it or anything, they just keep coming back. And so those violets I use to make violet jelly and syrup and things like that. And I have all sorts of other things that grow in there. I have purslane that grows and lamb's quarter, and both of those can be used kind of like spinach. I've got wildflowers that attract bees. I've got rhubarb that grows in a weird place. I've got a little mulberry tree starting to grow. So the weed that I'm going to be talking about today is plantain. And I've got a picture, and I'll try to see if I can edit it in. And then I'll show you what we picked today. Nice basket of plantain. It's got some ants on it, so I'm probably not going to hold it in my lap here. But plantain looks from a distance a little bit like dandelion leaves. But when you get close, you see that they're more arrowhead shaped, broader, and slightly less pointy than dandelion leaves. And they're not as serrated, and they usually have these purple ends. Plantain is a useful plant because so we use it on like wounds and bug bites. If you're out like fishing and stuff, you can pop one of these in your mouth, chew it up, and spit it back out into your hand to use as a compress, as just kind of a first aid kind of a thing. I'm not going to be doing that today because I don't need to. Instead, I harvested as much as I could from our yard and garden, and I'm going to be dehydrating and then powdering it so that I can use it in balms for like diaper rash or cuts or bug bites and things like that through the winter, even burns and stuff like that. I already have this balm recipe that I use: coconut oil, beeswax, and cocoa butter. And so what I'll do is I'll just get some of that powder and mix it in as I'm making it, and that'll help to add a little bit of a anti-inflammatory aspect to it, and help people heal a little bit faster. So just because people think that my yard and my garden are full of weeds or need to be weeded or needs to be cut back or needs to be groomed doesn't mean that that's true. So keep all of those beneficial plants, all those native plants, anything that you can without getting called in. And use them because they're just as much as an important crop as carrots and tomatoes and lettuce and spinach. So use all those wild plants, and remember to eat the weeds.